All right, doing a little bit of home renovation here, and today I'm going to talk about how to transition your vinyl flooring into another room. This is actually a closet, and I'm going to show you how to do that without using a transition. And to give you an example, here's one that I've already completed. And so I was transitioning from the vinyl floor here into the bathroom with a different style of floor, and I wanted to do it without a transition strip, where the other option is to basically do a transition strip here and then go right to your next flooring. But I wanted to avoid that, and the reason is this is actually a renovation that took place after this floor was installed. So we had to cut this vinyl flooring right here, and so I had to figure out a way to transition this through there. And so what I decided to do was to use the same flooring product and to get it under the door jamb, and then I actually left the lip on so that these are the same types of flooring. This is both Cali Vinyl Pro, Cali Bamboo flooring. So I was able to do that, leave the lip on this piece, and then seamlessly flow right into this room. And I think with the door, take a look at that. I think it ended up looking pretty good. I've got some caulk that matches this flooring that I can fill that little gap with. But I'm gonna show you how to go ahead and do that if you want to transition into another room without using a transition strip. So I'm gonna take the same piece of this flooring and I'm gonna cut it underneath here, put it under the door jamb, leave the lip on over here, and I'll just go ahead and flow my floor directly here into the closet. So the first thing I had to do was measure my width. I had to figure out, where do I want this next lip to be? And I'm gonna put it right here under this door jamb. So measured this out, I've got 5.5. So 5.5 inches, that's the width that I need. Now the important thing to remember, and an easy way to do this, is I'm gonna take a full piece of this flooring, use a table saw, and I'm gonna trim it to 5.5 inches. And I wanna use a full piece, and I'm actually gonna cut it in half, and I'll seam the floor together right here. So I'll show you that over here. That's how I did it over here. So here's the seam. This was one piece of flooring. I took this side of it, brought it over here so that these two lips matched. And the reason to do that is, if this was a continual piece, it'd be very difficult to squeeze it under this door jamb, because this door jamb is actually cut like a U to get around that jamb, so that there's flooring here and flooring over there. So that's why you put this here. I can actually slide this piece under and then attach it right there, and it covers under the floor jamb. You see a little gap there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll put some caulk in there to cover that little gap. But that's what we're gonna do over here. And so that's the process. I'll show you how that works. All right, so I've got my table saw here set at 5.5 inches. This is about the crappiest table saw you could buy, but hey, it'll get it done. So what I'm gonna do is a full piece of my vinyl flooring, and I'm gonna cut it at 5.5 inches, and I wanna leave this lip on right here. Leave that on will allow me to flow seamlessly into that next room without using a transition strip. It'll tighten up that gap really nice. One thing to keep in mind when using a table saw is that the table saw doesn't mind if it's your finger or the flooring or a piece of wood that is getting cut. So you want to be really careful, work slow, and wear your safety glasses and your earplugs. And then I work the piece slowly down through the table saw. Keep both feet firmly planted on the ground. Don't lean over, because that's what's going to cause you to maybe slip if you lose your balance and put your hand on that saw. So don't do that. Also, this makes a horrible mess, as you can see down here. So what I like to do is take my air compressor and then just blow everything off before I take it into back into where I'm working at. All right, so my two pieces are now cut. They're not put together yet, but they're not gonna go in yet because, so I've cut under the door jamb. Make sure you can use like an oscillating tool, cut under the door jamb, because I need each piece to slide under. And so that's about what it's gonna look like. Hopefully I can get that a little bit tighter. And then this next one is gonna do the same over here, but you see how these they don't look like they're even close? Because what's happening is it's hitting this stud underneath the door jamb. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out a notch, something like that. This will be a little bit of trial and error, okay? Same over here, and then it's gonna slide fully under the door jamb, because I want this piece to come all the way out to here under this trim. It'll cover all that gap right there. It's gonna slide all the way in. Then I can connect these two in the middle, and then what I'm gonna be left with is a nice lip right here where I can begin to just flow my flooring into this closet without using a transition strip. All right, so I think I got my pieces all cut. Now notice here, I just had to kind of notch a little bit in order to get around the door jamb here. So this piece is gonna slide right in there, something like that. And I'm gonna line it up to cover this gap right here. And then my next piece is gonna slide over top. Had to take a little notch out over here to get around that door jamb. It's gonna slide in something like that. And I'm gonna snap this together here. Before I do that though, I'm gonna put my underlayment under to bring it the same level. Now I am gonna have a gap here, and caulk covers a multitude of errors. That's the best solution I've got for this here. The other reality was to redo my entire bedroom floor, which I did not want to do. That would have been expensive and very time consuming. And you can technically reuse this vinyl flooring. You can pull it up. If you pull it up gently, pull it up as the manufacturer tells you to do. You can put it back down, which is actually what I did in this bathroom for this bathroom renovation. This vinyl flooring was in the previous bathroom. I pulled it all up row by row, very gently, making sure I didn't break the lip or the tongue and groove system on the flooring, and then it went back in and looks quite nice and didn't have any issues with that. So you can reuse it if you take it out nicely. But the reality of doing that in this entire room, that would have been quite an ordeal. Didn't want to do that, so I'm doing the next best solution here, which is tying in here. This was actually a new door frame put up. This was a big opening that was framed in to be a new door for the closet, which is why the floor didn't work out quite perfectly. In a better solution would have been to cut the floor right over here to allow this to flow all the way to there. I could have done a transition piece and then started my next flooring, but this is gonna work out pretty well. I think it worked out quite well over there, and I think I can duplicate that here. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped. This is Jason for Poodle Dad, and I'll catch you in the next one.